What's going on, YouTube? I am Germ here. Today we're going to be talking about cases that I am considering buying before the release of CS2, and obviously, of course, cases that I think you should be considering buying as well. Obviously, cases have been an insane, really good investment and asset class in the CSGO economy over the past couple years, and I really think continuing into CS2 that is still going to be the case. I think they are still going to be very great. I will obviously start off by saying that I am definitely not a case expert. I am just starting to dip my toe into the case world, understand why certain cases are good, understand the potential of cases and all this stuff. And part of making these videos on my channel is going to be me documenting my research and my studies and my journey into hopefully becoming more and more of a case expert. I am going to be posting more of a deep dive video with all the analysis and the specific numbers and returns and all that stuff of cases very soon. But first, I want to start off with more of a surface level. Here are some really good and interesting cases that I think will do well type video. I've been wanting to post this for a while, but obviously the Paris sale kind of complicated things. I've had this video ready for like a month and a half, something like that, but we've had to pump the brakes and get ready for Paris. Now Paris is starting to wind down a little bit. Time to talk about cases. So obviously, first off, the case that is probably the hottest right now, the case that everyone's talking about, the case has been going pretty crazy, is the Chroma 2 case. There have been so many streamers opening up Chroma 2 cases on stream because of the knives that you can get from this thing. Obviously, you can get the Doppler knives in all of the different combinations and all that stuff and all the craziness. And we've seen so many insane unboxings from Trainwrecks to Dr. Disrespect, Tim the Tatman, Cloaksy, all these other people doing these things. But overall, Chroma 2 case is a very solid case. It's got the M4A1S Hyper Beast, which I think is cool. Mac 10 Neon Rider, pretty cool. 5.7 Monkey Business is one of my favorite skins in the whole game. Obviously, it's simple and stupid, but I do like it. There's some other like decent skins in here, but nothing too crazy. But obviously, mostly you are in it for the Chroma 2 knives, which again, you have the bayonet in a couple of different variations. Obviously, the Doppler being a very cool one. Even the Marble Fade being a very expensive one there as well. We have the flip knife, and then we have gut knife, but also the karambit in all the different options as well. Again, the Doppler in some of the crazier phases and everything, and the marble fade. Potentially being very expensive. We also have the M9 bayonet here as well in the Doppler, marble fade, all these variants that can be worth potentially a lot of money in the right kind of variation. But along with Chroma 2, again, I don't claim to be an expert. I'm trying to learn, but from my understanding, the Chroma 1, Chroma 2, and Chroma 3 are all very similar. Obviously, they have different skins, but I believe that the knives in them are just kind of copy and pasted over for the most part. I think these cases are all very similar. So obviously, if Chroma 2 is doing really well and Chroma 2 is doing crazy, then Chroma 1 and Chroma 3 I'm kind of lumping in this same box. Definitely the skins in Chroma 1 aren't as cool. You have the Dragon King, which is like okay. Cartel's pretty meh. I mean, there's just really not a lot of cool skins in here. The Op Man of War is okay. The Chatterbox is okay, but I wouldn't say any of those are good. But again, you have the same type of knives going on here. You have the bayonet in all the different variations, still having the Doppler. You have the flip knife here, the gut knife, the karambit, and the M9 bayonet. So a lot of awesome knives in here. But the skins aren't as good as Chroma 2, so it's probably a little bit less hype. And then we have the Chroma 3, which has some okay skins. Chantico Fire is very cool. This Judgment of Anubis, obviously, it's a PP Bison skin, but it's kind of a cool PP Bison skin. I'm a huge fan of the Asimov, so we have the P250 Asimov there. And then, some other kind of okay stuff here. But again, with the same knives, once again, which are going to be very popular. And the big thing with cases is if it's a case that streamers are going to be going after and opening in bunches and they're getting their fans and audience open, those are going to be cases that are going to explode in price, because if they're opening up a ton and their fans are opening up a ton, that's how the supply is just going to get decimated, and that's why the prices are going to increase. There's not going to be enough cases getting dropped to make up for the huge amounts of cases that are going to be getting opened. And again, when CS2 is the hot game on YouTube and on Twitch and on all these platforms, people are going to be opening up cases like crazy. And if this has the big knife drops, then the Chroma cases are going to be really special. So definitely keep an eye out on Chroma. They're not super expensive right now, but if you can put some decent amounts of money in them, I think the Chromas could definitely pop. Now we'll be going through these other ones a little bit faster. Obviously, I wanted to bunch the Chromas all together because, like I said, they're pretty similar. But Operation Phoenix, Op Asimov, one of my favorite skins in the game. I think this is a very cool one. Other than that, nothing too crazy. You have the AK-47 Redline, you have the Mac 10 Heat, which I think is okay, and then the knives in this one. Of course, when you're looking at cases to invest in, keep in mind, especially on the higher end, especially the really hype stuff that streamers and a bunch of new people are going to be opening, it's going to be mostly about the golds. Yes, there are some really cool skins, and having cool skins doesn't hurt, but the golds are usually going to be where you're looking at. So here we have the bayonet. We have some decent, we have case hardened bayonet with bayonet slaughter, all this different stuff. We have the flip knives in here, and then we have gut knives, and we have karambits. And anything with karambits in it is always going to be at least pretty decent. I believe the karambits last thing in here, but yeah, you can have karambit in a ton of different things, and M9 bayonet as well. So this is another really, really good case with some good skins and some good knives. Danger Zone. Some good skins in this one. The AK-47 Asimov, that's an absolute banger. You got the Op Neo Noir, the Desert Eagle Mecha Industries, 3 really nice skins there at the top of this thing. And again, in terms of the knives, some different knives in here. We have the Navaja. We have, obviously, in all the different, like, kind of variations and everything. We have the stiletto knife, case hardened, stiletto knife fade, some different things going on here. Talon knife, I know, is very, very popular. Some people and increasing in popularity. I know there's some people out there who say they like the Talon knife more than the karambit. Obviously, I'm a karambit enjoyer, but there are some people out there with that opinion at least, and obviously they're pretty similar at the end of the day. Shattered web case. These are the 3 operation cases that are kind of discontinued. I don't believe you can't get them from in-game drops anymore. So Shattered Web, Operation Riptide, and Operation Broken Fang, I believe, are the 3 discontinued operation cases. These are ones that are, going to be really, really safe and sound investments because they're not going to be dropping anymore. Theoretically, they should just be kind of decreasing in supply. Obviously, we don't know how many people have in storage units and all that stuff, but theoretically, they should be decreasing in supply. They shouldn't be getting dropped anymore. These ones should be very, very safe and sound investments over time. So Shattered Web has some cool skins. Containment Breach, MAC-10 Stalker, Tech 9 Decimator. I think those are all definitely solid. And then in terms of the knives in this one, run through them real quick. It's got the Nomad knife. It's got the Paracord knife. So, not great knives in this thing. Stiletto, skeleton knife. I don't know why I said stiletto. Skeleton knife, survival knife. So definitely not super hype knives, but some okay things. And obviously any knives are better than no knives. But the kind of the fundamentals are here more with the Shattered Web case. Operation Riptide, again, some cool skins. Desert Eagle Ocean Drive, AK-47 Leap Museo, Glock 18 Snack Attack. I think that's a pretty cool Glock skin. I think Glock skins are going to be pretty hype and exciting going into CS2. MAC-10 Toy Box, M4A4 Spider Lily, one of my favorite cheap skins in the whole game. So some cool stuff there. We have the knives in the Riptide collection being the Bowie knife, Gamma Doppler, so cool. Obviously Bowie knife isn't exactly the most hype, but the Gamma Dopplers being really, really sick in this collection. Butterfly, obviously having butterfly knives, this is going to be a huge banger in this set. Gamma Doppler, butterfly knife, awesome. Falchion knife, and then the Shadow Daggers, which obviously aren't that cool, but plenty of cool knives in this collection, in this set. First case with skins and Operation Broken Fang. This set is so cool for so many reasons. Obviously, the M4A1S print stream. This is one of the most hyped skins in the game. This is super, super cool. I think M4A1Ss in general are going to pop in CS2 because now you can equip the M4A1S and the M4A4. But we have the Glock 18 Neo Noir over there. We have M4A4 Cybersecurity, 5.7 Fairy Tale. This is just a good case, good set, and the first set with gloves in it that we're going to be talking about. It's got the Broken Fang gloves. It's got driver gloves and a couple different things. It's got hand wraps. I don't think there's any super crazy or super exciting gloves in here. I don't see anything off the bat that's too insane. The Sport Glove Nox, they look pretty cool. Specialist Gloves Field Agent. So there's definitely some good gloves in here, but, mixing it up a little bit with gloves. Gloves are really, really cool and expensive gold as well. Next up, we have the glove case. This one is an absolute banger because it's got those OG gloves in it. Some okay skins, nothing to write home about, but the Dragonfire, the M4A4 Buzzkill, FAMAS Mecha Industries, overall, nothing that exciting, nothing that cool. But man, these OG gloves have aged like fine wine. You have some absolute bangers in here, like the Moto Gloves Spearmint. You have the Moto Gloves Cool Mint, which are really cool. And of course, down here at the bottom, I believe, you have Superconductor, very cool. But the Sport Gloves Pandora's Box, which you can see there, up to $13,000, which is just insane. So the glove case is always going to have some natural hype and demand there. We have the revolver case, which I know was kind of shrouded in some controversy and stuff. It's got some okay skins. M4A4 Royal Paladin, R8 Revolver Fade, I can't even talk, AK-47 Point Disarray. But the knives in this case are good as well. You got the bayonet in some different variations. You got the flip knife. I believe I want to say the karambit's in here too. You got the gut knife, the karambit, and maybe the M9 bayonet as well, if I remember correctly. Yes, and we got the M9 bayonet. So lots of good knives in here. Obviously, this case was, not super popular when the R8 revolver first dropped, but it's aged well. It's got some cool knives in it. We have the clutch case as well. 2 more cases I want to talk about real quick. Again, we have some gloves. M4A4 Neo Noir, MP7 Bloodsport, Cortex, Mortis. Skins aren't that crazy, but from this set, set from this collection, you can get some really, really cool gloves here. You have the Hydra gloves, case hardened, which have absolutely been popping off recently with the kind of rumor, or not even rumor, it's in CS2 right now. We don't know if it's going to stay in CS2, but in CS2 right now, you can get blue gem case hardened Hydra gloves, which is cool. And then, of course, from here, you have the Sport Glove Vice, which are some of the best gloves in the game. You have Sport Gloves Amphibious. They're some of the best gloves in the game. Some very, very cool gloves you can get from the Clutch case. And finally, the last case I want to talk about really, really quick was... this is Operation Vanguard weapon case, AK-47 Wasteland Rebel, P2000 Fire Elemental, the P250 Cartel. Some decent skins in here, but again, some really, really cool OG knives. We got the bayonet, we have the flip knife, we have the gut knife, we have the karambit down here, and of course, here on the second page, we're going to have the M9 bayonet. So some very, very cool knives you can get from there as well. These are about 10. I think there's actually 12 cases, but I kind of lumped Chroma 1, 2, and 3 together. 10 cases that I think you should keep an eye on, should do more research and dive into. There's tons of awesome cases. A lot of the cases are pretty similar, have some decent overlap, but again, keep in mind you're looking for the most hype skins and the most hype golds. If there's a gold that you really think is underrated, undervalued, or going to pop off in CS2, maybe look at what cases it comes in, and maybe those are the cases you want to be keeping an eye on. Like I said, I'm going to do a more of a deep dive video where I really dive into the real numbers and ROI and potential of all these cases very, very soon. But for now, this is a good starting point of 10 cases, or about 10 cases, that I think you should be looking into and that I'm going to be looking into buying before the release of CS2. But that's pretty much it for this video today, guys. Hopefully I catch you in the next one. Until then, peace.